When I have extra money in the bank, instead of spending it on crazy things, I buy real estate.
You're watching the Hersh Condos Digital Experience. And here's your host, Mitch Parker.
Welcome to episode 7 of the Hersh Condos Digital Experience. I am your host, Mitch Parker. I have someone brand new beside me today, Susan Kurta, who you have probably seen at some of our sales events. She is the mastermind behind what we do. If you haven't been to one of our sales events, I highly encourage you to come out, if for nothing else other than to see her work, her magic. Susan, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you, Mitch Parker, for having me on the show.
You're very welcome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself to get things going?
Wow. So about myself, I'm very passionate, Mitch, about what I do for my own investments and especially our agent partners who we work with and their clients. I help them make the correct decisions on their real estate investments.
Just so everyone knows what's going on, we're going to really cover 2 different topics today. So one, we're going to get to know Susan a little more. But secondly, and really why you're going to want to tune in, is we are going to show you that as an agent, you actually have a secret superpower, which we're going to get into in a little bit, but we're going to hold you in suspense for now. So why don't you tell us, how did you meet Hersh and how long have you been working together?
Oh, wow. It's been so long now. I think it's been 12 years. And it's a very good question, Mitch. And it's a very interesting story because I was in technology for years and years, and I was selling technology real estate. And, you know, from a math background and an ROI background from technology investments, I thought, what am I doing with myself? And I just couldn't get out of bed. And my mom said, Susan, you're coming out for lunch with me. And we went out, and I saw a friend that I hadn't seen a long time. I never knew who Hersh was, but she was his assistant. And she said, Susan, you look kind of sad. I told her what happened. And she goes, oh my God, this could be an amazing opportunity. My boss wants to set up a team, and he's actually doing a seminar and interviewing agents. And I said, I'm not going to be a real estate agent. She goes, listen, it's better than just sitting home. Come out. So doing what I do best, I studied everything about Hersh, what he does and his marketing background, and I come with this binder. And there must have been over 100 hopefuls there trying to get the job. And he gives us all a personality test, and apparently mine went through flying colors, and he had to have me work for him.
Walk us through your first real estate purchase that you made for yourself.
Oh, wow. You never forget your first. And my first was in King West. And
what condo is it? Can we know what condo
Fashion
is?
House.
Fashion
Fashion
condos.
House.
Okay.
And took me a long time and just to kind of just do it and step forward. And I remember going to see it, and there was no uppers, okay?
What do you mean by no uppers? Sorry.
There was no kitchen cabinets. They were just shelves, Mitch. Okay.
I do remember this, by the way, because I've been in there before, yeah.
And I thought, wow, there's no kitchen, and it was like a 1-bedroom, about 550 square feet, and they wanted $270,000 for it. King West was not even built up to the day, but then I went and I researched what was happening with building permits, how King West is going to look like. And I thought, you know what? This is going to be a good buy. Even the bank didn't give me a mortgage at the time. I had to put 35% down instead of 20 because they thought it was too small. So I decided I'm going to go ahead, and I'm happy I did so.
And so you pulled the trigger on that one.
Yep.
And what does your portfolio look like today? How many condos do you own right now?
I have 18.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing.
That's right. And I started later too. I started only 8 years ago.
So 18 condos in 8 years. That's amazing.
Yep.
So if someone's watching this and maybe they've been involved in real estate for a long time, it's not too late is really one of the big things I'm pulling out.
It's never too late. And it's just the way you think, okay? And actually, it's helped me save money because when I have extra money in the bank, instead of spending it on crazy things, I buy real estate.
And I think it's important to note that when you're purchasing your property, you're purchasing and thinking long-term, right? You're not flipping them or going to sell them quickly. You're going to buy them, put a tenant in there and keep them, right?
100%.
And so that enables you to ride out any potential dips in the market that we would see, correct?
100%. And, you know, I have a motto here, and when I do talk to agents, they're investors, I always like to say, I like to under-promise, over-deliver. Not over-promise, under-deliver. So I always like to give the worst-case scenarios. And that brings back to your point, Mitch, about averaging it out.
Yes.
And my average is always based on 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
So, and that's really important because I think looking at it from a 10-year horizon is, even if the property goes down a few percent or 10%, or even if it's a big one, 15%,
Yeah.
which is highly unlikely, even if it happens, unless you have to sell, you're not really that concerned.
You're not concerned because don't forget, your tenants are paying down your mortgage.
Right.
As a realtor, we do not have a pension plan, guys. We do not have anything for our retirement, but we do have the power to buy real estate at lower prices than the general public.
And sorry to cut you off there,
Yeah.
but this ties exactly into when we open the show talking about that as a realtor, you have a superpower. And your superpower is the ability to buy real estate cheaper than the general public, to get paid for it when you do, and to have access to these developments or resale or whatever it is before the general public does. And okay, so there's a lot of real estate agents or people who have their real estate license,
Yeah.
but very few of them are buying.
Correct.
In your opinion, why would you say a lot of them are not purchasing? What is the main couple reasons?
Oh, the main reason is they feel about it as it's a job. So they think, okay, I'm selling houses. My job is to take people around and do the best for their family homes, okay? But the secret weapon is, guys, you're making commission. So if you're buying something, okay, let's say our average commission that we pay out is what, between 4 and 5%.
Right.
Okay? Let's say when you look
And
at
sorry to interrupt you, but if you need to hear that again, and you're an agent, the average commission that we pay out on one of our pre-construction deals is between 4 and 5%, which is way higher than any resale deal is
Correct.
offered on the MLS.
Correct. So another thing is, especially what we do, which is pre-construction and access to the very, very best product, which you will, because you know us, and if you have a relationship with Hersh Condos, you're buying for yourself, you give us a call, we'll make sure you get the best unit for yourself. Guys, there's nothing to think about at all.
So most agents generally think of it as a job,
Yes.
not really an access point for them to take advantage of. That's what I'm getting at.
Exactly.
And I think in my experience, one of the things that people tell me is managing a property, like they're afraid of tenants. They're afraid of like getting this call at 2 a.m. that their toilet is clogged and overflowing and their unit's flooding. And it's like this disastrous scenario in their head. So you have 18 of these things. So do you manage them yourself?
I buy condos because they're easier. They're far easier to manage than houses if you're managing them themselves. I treat it as a business. I do have lots of properties, and there is expenses to running the business. So I do have a property manager, which, you know, I pay, but I see the cash flow into my account every single month, and that's what I care about.
And when you bought the first one, were you managing it yourself?
Yes, the first 4.
The first 4 you're
Yeah.
managing yourself.
Yes.
And I've heard that number from a lot of different investors where, you know, they bought it, managed it, learned it, because I think that's a big part of it as well, is getting to know really what's entailed in managing the properties,
Yes,
right?
exactly. And it's, again, getting over the fear factor. The fear factor, number one, is when you buy your first one, you're going to be scared. I was. Everybody is. Putting your first tenant in. You're going to think they're going to call you every second. You're going to worry, what if they don't pay the rent? Well, 99% of the things you think about never actually happen.
Besides the financial gain of going through the process and buying one of these condos as an agent, what do you think the biggest benefit really is?
It's experience, Mitch. With buying them, you get the experience of the whole process, from the purchase to managing to putting in the tenant to the mortgage to all of that. So you can really advise your client on all those things. Plus, it gives you the credibility of having your own properties. And of course, Mitch, like you said, the financial gain.
You're encouraging people, you're saying, go out, buy properties. As an agent, like, what would you recommend if somebody's listening, watching this, and they're thinking, you know what, I need to go out there and I need to pick up my first property. Would you recommend a house, a condo? How would you get started?
It's a very good question. So this is what I've told some of my agents that I've become friendly with that have started to buy properties. And I told them this, and I'm going to tell all you guys the same thing. I can speak for Hersh Condos. Every time you sell one, you buy one for yourself, it's double the commission. Half, let's say we're paying 5%, that's 10%, Mitch. You're gonna buy a property then for 10% down and have the full mortgage. Does it get better than that? Your sales are gonna finance your properties.
And we even run some of our programs at only 5% down.
It's even better.
So you're literally buying it for free.
Actually, if they sell one, we're paying them to buy one, right? That's
exactly.
right.
Exactly. And okay, so this wasn't a planned part of the show, but just like we did on our last one when we were talking to Kelly, I've put together a few fun questions for you to answer, and some of them are off the cuff. And this is just a way for us to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
As ready as you'll ever be.
Ready as I'll ever be.
So, on a rare day off, what do you enjoy doing for fun?
Sleeping, Mitch.
Sleep.
I do. I work all the time, so.
We do work all the time.
Yeah, I said that very fast, didn't I?
Yeah. What are you reading, or should I say listening to right now?
Mitch Parker, that's an easy one. It's the Hersh Condos Digital Experience.
I'll give you your $50 for answering like that after the show. Tell us something about Hersh that nobody knows.
Well, if next time you're at the seminar, an agent seminar, look at his socks. He has a collection of the craziest socks. You name it, they're on his socks. From pizzas to golf to the Statue of Liberty to you name it, they're on his socks.
So he's got an
Mitch.
amazing sock collection. And it's funny because I have coffee cups on mine today.
Oh, you are.
So.
You know what? That's Hersh has some competition here today.
Maybe I'll have to buy him a pair next time I find them.
They're good socks, Mitch.
And going back to real estate, super quick.
Yeah.
What neighborhood are you really excited about right now?
For sure, I'm going to say the city of Vaughan. It's the new downtown north. The transportation is amazing. They're building a new hospital with a new subway line. You're downtown within 25 minutes. You're all the major highways. And it's a nice, clean community. A matter of fact, I just bought one at Charisma. So, tells you everything. If I'm buying there, you guys should too.
Then you truly believe in it.
That's right.
This has been Episode 7 of the Hersh Condos Digital Experience. I am Mitch Parker. Susan, thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed our time together today.
Thank you for having me here, Mitch.
Don't forget, if you like what you hear or what you're watching, please like us, share us, follow us. We are available on iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever your favorite social media content is. We are there. Until next time, have a successful week.
Thanks for watching the Hersh Condos Digital Experience. Stay tuned for more exciting content, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms.